At some stage in our lives, we've all been gripped by fear, felt the chilling shiver as terror seizes control. This fear, deeply rooted in our humanity, is an element of our very existence. However, there's a marked distinction between merely feeling fear and standing up to it. Today, we're embarking on a chilling journey to the heart of horror movies. The top 3 horror movies based on true stories. This voyage will take us deep into a terrifyingly dark world that thrives on our deepest fears. This world comes alive when you hear a whisper on the wind, when you catch a fleeting shadow in your peripheral vision, when a twig breaks in the quiet of the night, mimicking a footfall that isn't there. This universe of terror is fueled by the nightmares that plague us, the dread that persists even after we wake, the terror that freezes our hearts when the lights go out. Most frightening of all is the understanding that the most intense horrors frequently spring from reality. The reality of our fears, the reality of the unseen, the reality of what slithers in the shadows. In today's exploration of horror, we'll instill an unnerving sense of anticipation, a trepidation magnified by the knowledge that the horrors you're about to witness could very well be rooted in reality. We're presenting you with 3 horror movies: The Conjuring, Zodiac, and the Amityville Horror. Each of these films, based on true events, promises to breach your comfort zone and send a chill down your spine. First on the list is Zodiac. Step into a world of bone-chilling suspense and relentless terror with Zodiac. This spine-tingling cinematic masterpiece will have you on the edge of your seat from start to finish. As the enigmatic Zodiac killer taunts investigators and leaves a trail of fear in his wake, you'll be drawn into a web of unsolved mysteries that will haunt your nightmares. Zodiac is a 2007 crime thriller directed by David Fincher. The film is based on the true story of the hunt for the elusive serial killer known as the Zodiac Killer, who terrorized the San Francisco Bay Area during the late 1960s and early 1970s. The Zodiac Killer is known for his cryptic ciphers, letters, and phone calls to newspapers, in which he claimed responsibility for a series of gruesome murders. The film primarily follows the lives of 3 individuals involved in the investigation of the Zodiac Killer: Robert Graysmith, played by Jake Gyllenhaal, a newspaper cartoonist who becomes obsessed with solving the Zodiac's puzzles and identifying the killer; Paul Avery, played by Robert Downey Jr., a journalist at the San Francisco Chronicle who covers the Zodiac case and becomes a target of the killer; Inspector David Toski, played by Mark Ruffalo, a detective with the San Francisco Police Department who is assigned to the Zodiac case. The film explores the complexities of the investigation, the toll it takes on those involved, and the fear that gripped the San Francisco Bay Area during the killer's reign of terror. While the Zodiac Killer's identity remains officially unknown to this day, the movie follows the real-life events and investigations into the case. Coming up next, we have the Amityville Horror. This film is not merely a figment of an overactive Hollywood studio. No, it has roots in the bone-chilling real-life experiences of the Lutz family, which forms the spine of the narrative. It's the gripping tale of A that moves into their dream home, only to discover that their new abode has a dark and sinister past. The moment they step into their new house, strange and inexplicable incidents begin to occur that make them question the nature of reality. The film masterfully captures the family's terrifying experiences in their new home and the dread they feel as they unravel the mystery shrouding their house. The film delves into the realm of terror, where every creak of the floorboards, every whisper of the wind, every groan of the house in the dead of the night speaks of an eerie, unsettling presence. It's not just a movie. Exploration into the deepest, darkest corners of fear, taking viewers on a roller coaster ride of suspense and surprise that will leave them on the edge of their seats. This movie, through the prism of the supernatural, explores the human condition, our deepest fears, and our ability to confront the unknown. So as you settle in to watch the Amityville Horror, remember, it will make you question every creak and groan in the night. Next on our list is The Conjuring. This film takes the horror genre to a whole new level by grounding its story in the terrifying real-life experiences of the Perron family. Imagine moving into a serene, picturesque farmhouse only to discover that you're sharing your home with malevolent spirits. The film follows the chilling investigations of famed paranormal investigators, Ed and Lorraine Warren, who were called upon to help the Perrons. Their courage, their determination, and their unique abilities to communicate with the other side make them the heart of this spine-tingling narrative. The Warrens, with their unflinching resolve, tackle the malevolent forces in the Perron home, providing some of the most nerve-wracking moments in horror film history. The Conjuring delves into the realm of fear and the supernatural, where the safety of one's own home is thrown into question. Every shadow, every whisper, every object in the house becomes a source of dread. The film masterfully builds suspense and tension, making you hold your breath, waiting for the inevitable yet unpredictable scare. So, as you delve into The Conjuring, remember, it just might make you question the safety of your own home. It's not just a movie, it's an exploration into the darkest corners of fear and the supernatural, a journey that will leave you questioning every bump in the night. Now, I invite you to share. What's your favorite horror film that keeps your heart pounding and your mind racing in the dead of night? Is it one that uses the element surprise to make you jump out of your seat, or one that masterfully builds tension so you're on edge, nervously anticipating that something terrible could happen at any moment? Or perhaps it's a classic story filled with ghoulish creatures and haunted houses that gives you goosebumps. What about the characters? Are they the reason why this movie stands out for you? Is it their bravery that inspires you, their vulnerability moves you, or their cleverness that keeps you hooked? Or maybe it's the villain who steals the show, their sheer evilness sending chills down your spine. And why does it chill you to the bone? Is it the eerie sound effects, the creepy visuals, or the dark storyline? Or maybe it's the unsettling themes that hit close to home, making you question the world around you. Each horror movie has its unique elements that make it stand out, that make it frighteningly unforgettable. Let the world hear your story. Your perspective might shed a new light. Horror movies might spark a conversation, might even inspire the next big horror flick. Remember, we often find reality to be scarier than any fiction. The stories we live and the fears we face are sometimes more terrifying than any horror movie could ever portray. Your opinion matters, voice matters, so don't hold back. Share your thoughts, your insights, your fears. Who knows what amazing things your sharing could lead to? So, until next time, sweet dreams.